What's up guys, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to install these kayak holders. So these are pretty cool because it comes with two, so you have two kayaks. This is pretty handy. So we're going to have to build them, so I'll unbox them, show you how to build them, show you how to use the tie down straps. Also includes the tie down straps, which is very convenient. So I'll be showing you how to put everything together and how to properly anchor down a kayak, and stay tuned. Alrighty, so now that the roof rack is installed, let's go ahead and open up our kayak holders. So this should have everything we need to be able to haul around some kayaks. So this specific product, it should have a total of 4, so you can hold 2 kayaks. So I'd assume these boxes are exactly the same, has exact same setup as what is in this one, because it's 2 holders. So I think this is assembly for 1 kayak holder, and then this is for the second kayak holder. All right, let's lay everything out and see how to build these bad boys. Alrighty, so we have everything laid out, and the directions actually this time are fairly easy to follow. So in one box, you have the setup for the front and the back side of the kayak holder, and they're exactly the same. So you have your 4 smaller screws or bolts that you're going to put on one side, 4 for the other, 2 the longer bolts for one side, and there's also 2 nuts that are different sizes. So you want to not mix up the nuts. They might be the same, I'm not sure, but I know that these 4 came on their own, and these 8 came in a separate little section. And then these will be for the bottom. And so let's go ahead and build one, and I'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll go ahead and do the other one. Also, it does come down with tie down straps, which is cool, so you don't have to worry about going and buying some straps. All right, so to make it a little bit easier on you, I put the smaller piece in first to where you can see all the holes where you're supposed to connect it, and then the other piece is just gonna connect right here, then you can run the bolts in on the bracket itself. So this piece will go in first, and then we'll stick in this piece. Alright guys, so when you're assembling it, you're going to want to put the plate on first, the plate with the groove, and then you're going to take the 4 small bolts, you're going to go to all 4 corners. That's where those are going to sit, and then you're going to put your washer on, and then you're going to tighten down the bolt all the way. The only thing you got to make sure of is that these are sitting properly, so that's when you saw me hammering it down. So that's how they're going to look, and you get that real tight, and this is going to be sitting on the top of the roof rack. It should be sitting like this. And then there's that smaller piece that's gonna connect right here, and that's what you're gonna use the bolts to screw it down and kind of squeeze it to the roof rack to where this is not gonna move anywhere. So let's go ahead and tighten down these bolts and throw it on the car. And just like that, that's how you put them on the car. So first things first, you're gonna take the middle bracket piece that holds on the bottom portion of the kayak holder. You're gonna put that on, and then you're gonna take your nuts and slide those onto the longer bolts that were in the center. And after you get those tightened down, that's what it's gonna look like. So that's when you have this piece, and it's actually gonna hide the slack that you have in the bolt there. And then so you just tighten those down. Once you have them all tightened up, everything's gonna be sitting properly. You just gotta be careful whenever you're putting the front and rear on. You wanna make sure that you have the same gap to where they're lined up properly, so they're like in a straight line, because you don't want your kayak kind of sitting cockeyed. So what I did was I just looked there's like a little bolt on the bottom of this kayak holder, or this roof rack itself. So I just went roughly 1/4 of an inch in front of it on both sides, just to know that it's gonna be matching in the length. And that's how I made sure that they're gonna line up straight. So now that we've got the roof racks on, let's go ahead and throw on the kayak, and I'll show you guys how to properly tie those down. So the easiest way to go ahead and tie down a kayak is to get the straps ready to go. So what I'm doing here is I'm just getting the straps on the top side. I'm hanging it off the little cushion, and it allows the strap to kind of stay in place and not fall down, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it from the top and take it to the lower end part of the kayak. So now that the straps are in place, we can take our kayak, put it onto the holder itself. One of the most important things too is to make sure that it's centered, because you want the middle of the weight to be between the two kayak holders themselves. So now we're gonna take our strap, we're gonna wrap it around the top, and then we're gonna take our part that does not have the clip, put it through the bottom, and then we're gonna go under the clip up. So you see me going ahead, I'm gonna start feeding it through, and then I'm gonna start tightening it down. So once you feed it through, you just have to basically pull on it, and then all the slack starts coming out. Once you have all that slack, you can just wrap it around the strap itself, like I just did here, and then I'm doing it on the back side as well. So it's a fairly simple way to tie it down. So you want to make sure that you get both sides nice and tight, and then wiggle the kayak and make sure there's not a lot of slack in it. There you have it, guys. So that's as simple as it is to build the kayak holders and install onto a roof rack. And the directions are fairly easy to follow. I would say overall the product is very good. I don't see any problems with them. They seem to do their job on holding the kayaks. Tie-down straps are a little bit cheap, but I mean, they get the job done. So overall, I would recommend this product, and they've been working pretty well for me thus far. So appreciate you guys watching. If you want to follow the journey, feel free to subscribe, like, and all the links will be down below in the description.